Hello, thank you for choosing this ProTech presentation to better understand SMART targets. By the end of the short session, you'll be able to explain why SMART targets are important and set yourself 3 SMART targets. Today we're going to explore a powerful tool that can make a significant difference in how we approach and set goals both personally and professionally. It's known as a SMART framework. The term SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time-bound. Specific. This ensures our goals are clear and unambiguous. They define exactly what we want to achieve, leaving no room for misunderstanding. Measurable. By making our goals measurable, we can track progress and know exactly when we've achieved them. Achievable. Our goals must be realistic and attainable. This doesn't mean they can't be challenging, but they must be reachable. Relevant. The goals we set should align with our broader objectives and values. They need to be meaningful and contribute to our wider purpose. And finally, time-bound. Our goals should have a specific timeline. This creates a sense of urgency. The SMART framework isn't just a fancy acronym. It's a method of enhancing clarity, focus and feasibility of our goals. Whether you're setting personal objectives or creating a vision for your team, using SMART criteria can help ensure that your goals are well defined and achievable. Next, we'll explore these components in more detail and provide examples to illustrate how you can apply the SMART framework in various contexts. We'll begin with considering what it means to set a specific goal. For the first component of the SMART framework, we turn our attention to the notion of setting specific goals. But what does that really mean? Being specific means creating goals that are clear, precise and unambiguous. It's about detailing exactly what you want to achieve rather than speaking in general terms. This leaves no room for confusion and allows everyone involved to have a shared understanding of what success looks like. Let's consider an example. If you say, "I'll go for a walk," what does that actually mean? It's a broad statement that can mean different things to different people. A more specific goal will be, "I will walk 10,000 steps every day." Here, there's no ambiguity. The objective is clearly defined and you know exactly what you need to do to achieve it. Setting specific goals help to create a path to success. It eliminates uncertainty and helps focus efforts on what truly matters. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, you can create a plan, allocate resources and measure progress more effectively. So, as you think about your own goals, whether they're related to personal development, career growth or organisational objective, ask yourself, how can I make these goals more specific? What details can I add to ensure clarity? By answering these questions, you'll be laying the foundations for success. It'll make your journey towards achieving your goals more manageable. Moving on to the next aspect of the SMART framework, let's talk about measurable goals. If a goal isn't measurable, how will you know when you've actually reached it? Measurability allows us to track our progress, make necessary adjustments and ultimately determine when we've achieved the objective. Consider this example. I want to save more money. It sounds like a reasonable goal, but how much is more? Without being specific, there's no number. It's nearly impossible to determine if and when the goal is achieved. Now, if we transform that into a measurable goal, it becomes, I will save £200 every month. This version not only provides a clear target, but also enables regular progress checks. You can easily see if you're on track, falling behind, or even exceeding your goal. Measurable goals create accountability and motivation. When you can see progress, it's easier to stay focused and encouraged. It's the difference between running a race without knowing the distance and having clear markers to show how far you've come and how far you've got left to go. So, as you define your goals, ask yourself, how will I measure success? What benchmarks can I set? By making your goals measurable, you're taking an essential step towards making them meaningful. Remember, what gets measured gets managed. Keep that in mind as we continue to explore the other components of SMART goal setting. As we delve further into our exploration of the SMART framework, we arrive at the concept of achievable goals. What makes a goal achievable and why is this aspect so essential in our goal setting process? Achievable goals are those that are within reach. They must be realistic and attainable considering the resources, time and constraints that you might face. This doesn't mean they should lack challenge or be easy, but rather they must be possible to attain within the effort, time and planning and commitment that you can afford. Let's take a somewhat exaggerated example. If you say, "I'll become an astronaut next year," it might sound exciting, but is it achievable for most of us? Likely not. Instead, an achievable goal might be, "I'll complete a beginner's astronomy course within 10 months. This goal is still ambitious, but far more realistic. Setting unachievable goals can lead to frustration, demotivation and ultimately failure. Conversely, achievable goals inspire confidence and foster a sense of accomplishment. They provide balance between being challenging and attainable, pushing us to grow without setting us up for failure. As you reflect on your own goals, consider the resources that you have, the constraints that you face and the steps you'll need to take. Are your goals realistic within this context? What adjustments might you need to make sure that they're within reach? Remember, goals should stretch us, not break us. By making them achievable, we set ourselves on a path that leads to success, growth and satisfaction. There's some debate as to what the R stands for in SMART, relevant or realistic. Today we're going to stick with relevant because I personally think that relevant brings more depth to the framework. Setting relevant goals is how we ensure the objectives that we're pursuing align with our broader aims, values and priorities. So, what makes a goal relevant? It's about connecting our individual or organisational ambitions to the bigger picture. Whether it's career development, personal growth or business objectives, a relevant goal is one that fits seamlessly into our overarching vision and direction. Consider this example. If you focus on career growth within your field, a relevant goal might be, I will learn a new qualification in my field within a year. This goal is not just specific, measurable and achievable, it also aligns with your broader career aspirations. Relevant acts like a compass. It helps us to ensure our efforts and resources are directed towards what truly matters to us. Setting goals that aren't relevant can lead us down paths that don't serve the larger purpose, wasting our time and energy. As you contemplate your goals, ask yourself, how does this goal fit into my life or my organisation's mission? Does it align with my personal values or the team objectives? If the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. By creating goals that are relevant, we create a synergy between our daily efforts and overarching aims. It's about making connections, staying focused and ensuring each step we take is a step in the right direction. As we reach the final component of our SMART framework, we encounter the concept of time-bound goals. This element is vital yet sometimes overlooked in the goal setting process. Time-bound goals are those that have clarity. They have a clear, defined timeline. It's not enough to know what you want to achieve, you also need to determine when you will achieve it. This creates a sense of urgency and helps you stay on track. Consider this example. Instead of saying, I will learn Spanish, a time-bound goal would be I will complete a Spanish beginner's course in 6 months. By setting a specific deadline, you create a sense of commitment and focus. A time-bound goal is like a destination with a due date. It provides a target to aim for and helps in planning the necessary steps to get there. Without a clear timeline, goals can become open-ended, leading to procrastination or loss of focus. Think about your goals. Do they have specific timelines? Are those deadlines realistic yet challenging? How can you plan your time and effort to meet those deadlines successfully? In making our goals time-bound, we inject momentum and urgency into our efforts. It's the finishing touch that brings the components of SMART together, ensuring our goals are not just well-defined, but also compelling and actionable. Now for a recap. If you're not quite ready, go back on the presentation and revisit any areas that you're struggling with. Here's a SMART framework overview. Specific. Define clear, precise goals to avoid ambiguity. Example, instead of I will go for a walk, say I will walk 10,000 steps daily. Measurable. Establish benchmarks to track progress. Example, transform save more money into save £200 monthly. Achievable. Ensure goals are realistic yet challenging. Example, replace being an astronaut next year with complete an astronomy course in the next 10 months. Relevant. Align goals with broader priorities and values. Example, for career growth, aim for earn a new qualification within a year. Time-bound. Set deadlines to maintain urgency and focus. Example, complete a Spanish course in 3 months. So here's some actions to take away. Number 1, reflect on your personal or professional goals. Number 2, select at least 3 of those goals and apply SMART criteria to refine them. And number 3, commit to tracking progress and achieving measurable outcomes. I hope you found this content useful. If you did, please give us a like and a follow on social media. I'll add the links below. For more information about what we do, please visit our website at www.protechea.co.uk. ProTechEA is one word, that's PROTECHEA.co.uk. Thank you.